Welcome in, Chipola Nation. I'm Donnie Tyndall, head men's basketball coach here at Chipola College. I have one of my players here with me, Dean Newsom. Dean is a sophomore, returning guard from the Philadelphia area. And Dean, we're glad to have you, man. Second year at Chipola. It flies by, doesn't it, buddy?
Yes, sir. Good to be back. Good to be back.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of expectations for Dean as a returning player in our program, but why don't you tell our fans, Dean, kind of where you're from, where you grew up, a little bit about your family, where'd you go to high school, how'd your high school team do, etc.
I'm from Philadelphia. Got two great parents. I got five siblings, five brothers, so just a competitive household for sure.
Yeah.
High school, I had a good high school career. Just being able to compete every day.
Yeah.
Just prepare me for the mentality that you bring every day.
Yeah.
Especially just being ready every day, being prepared every day to do the right things.
Yeah. Now, your high school career, did you guys win a state title, get to an Elite Eight, Final Four?
We got to the Final Four my junior year.
Okay.
Heartbreaking loss.
Who beat you? Because I know that's great basketball out there. Who beat you there in the Final Four, Dean?
Perkiomen Valley.
Okay. Did
Pretty
you have
good
any
school.
players that went on to high level?
Adu Thero, he's at Arkansas right now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. He's a talented kid.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's good basketball in Philly, and I've recruited a lot of good players out of the Philadelphia area over the years. And I always say there's something about Philadelphia guards. Philly guards are just tough and hard nosed, and Dean brings all those things to the table. And I didn't realize you had five brothers. I knew you had a couple. Now, where are you? Youngest, oldest, in the middle?
I got one older brother and then four younger brothers.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
your
sir.
younger brothers, they hoop?
One of them does.
Okay.
The other one plays soccer. So
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that plays, is he going to be a pretty good player?
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
Sure he is.
What grade is he in?
He's going to be. He's actually really young. He's like 6'7". So
Okay.
he loves basketball. Though.
We got to get him committed to Coach Tyndall pretty quick,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Dean, I know you had a lot of different options coming out of high school. As you mentioned, nice high school career. Went to prep school, if I'm not mistaken, for a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then tell me kind of what made you choose Chipola. And what was the final, maybe be-all and end-all that said, hey, this is where I want to get started in my college career?
I came down here for a visit, and I met Coach DT, and it felt like the right fit. Like, everybody brought me in as a family, and then I just saw the competitive spirit every day that I knew was going to make me a better player.
Yeah, and you talk about, all these guys always say they came here because of me, but then when they get there, they're like, man, I don't like Coach DT anymore. But Dean understands the method to the madness, trying to get better every day and pushing guys out of their comfort zone, which is so important for their growth. But tell me this, maybe what's your biggest surprise, and it doesn't have to be basketball related, Dean. What's your biggest surprise about being here at Chipola in the city of Marietta, whatever it may be?
Just the support we get by everybody, the fans and everybody that come out to see the games. I feel like everybody is buying for us and pulling for us. So that's the biggest surprise that I didn't know, like, that the Chipola basketball was so big in Marietta.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I tell people all the time is we basically have a Division I program. We've got a great booster club. We've got an incredible administration that is supportive. We have all the means necessary to be successful. But it's really cool when your community, whether it's the community of Jackson County and the city of Marietta or the campus community, get behind you and your team. And we've really done that. We go on the road to play, and we have a lot of times more fans than the home team does, which is really cool and a lot of fun. So you're right. It's been a good surprise, not just for you, but for me. It was pretty cool to see that. Now, your freshman year, great year in regard to team stuff, right? We win the Panhandle 4th straight year, win the state tournament, go to the national tournament. We were ranked top 10 in the country all year. But you personally, you were a little up and down, right? A little up and down, some good days, bad days, an injury here or there. Tell me what may be the biggest thing or two that you learned that will help you going into your sophomore season from last year.
Just maintaining a level head and being confident in myself. Those are the two main things. Not getting too high, not getting too low, and just preparing the right way every day. Just being ready to come in every day and punch the clock. And, like, as you said, just being focused every day, trying to get better.
Yeah, and then one thing, there's a term we use in our program called be a professional. And we don't mean that as a professional player. Certainly you have to have work habits like a professional player. But we talk about how you carry yourself, how you conduct your business, how you meet and greet people, how you maybe stand up in front of a group and speak, and all those things that are so important as these young guys grow and develop and move on in their careers and in their lives. But Dean's the consummate pro. I mean, he's a guy that he takes care of his body. He's had a couple minor injuries, but he's in the training room getting his rehab. He's a guy that needs to play at about 186, maybe 188, and has a tendency, like Coach Tyndall, to gain a pound or two and then get that weight back down, right?
Yes,
but he handles his business like a pro, and when you do that day in and day out like he's done, there's no reason that he won't have success, and we're anticipating a big jump from Dean from year 1 to year 2. Right now he would start on our team. I don't know if it'd be at the point or the 2, but he certainly would be a starter in our lineup, so we're looking for big things from Dean. But I guess you went through it last year. You knew what it takes. Now we know what it takes to win the Panhandle and win the state, get to a national tournament. What's your thoughts on this year's team so far?
I think we have a good group of guys. I think we just have to be mature and be focused every day. I think some guys may not be as focused some days, and I think once we come together and lock in and really get down to business, I think we'll have a great team. And I know it's hard to win in our league, and just period, it's hard to win. So just being everyday guys and being focused every day is going to help us achieve those goals.
Yeah, and I've watched it firsthand. Dean pull some new guys aside and talk to them and coach them and try to prod them along, if you will, to speed things up in regard to their buy-in and their development and their work habits, because it's such an adjustment for any young guy to come into a program like this and understand the pace and the sense of urgency that we have every day. It's an adjustment,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But he's done a great job of trying to lead some of these younger guys and help us get this thing going sooner rather than later. All right, Dane, last question. So this year yourself, obviously you're a sophomore. You're going to be moving on to a Division I school in the spring. But tell me your personal goals for this season and your team goals for this season, if you will. Let our fans hear them.
My personal goals is just to be a starter on the team for a majority of the year. Just help us win and do all the little things. Dive on the floor for loose balls and just make hustle plays outside of the scoring and different things that may happen. And then our team goals, I want to win a national championship this year. Yeah,
I thought we had a great chance to do that last year, and JJ tears his knee before we go to the national tournament, which was tough on us, but I really think the pieces are there to make a run again. We all know how hard it is. Our league is a monster, and every night is going to be a battle. We get that, but I do think the pieces are in place to have another chance to do that, especially with guys like Dean's leadership. They're doing all the right things on and off the floor. And I always give guys, Dean, a chance to ask Coach DT a question. Anything you'd want to ask me for our fans' knowledge or insight? Nothing tricky now.
Nah, nothing tricky. What would you say is the main difference from Division I and junior college basketball?
Yeah, when I was in Division I, that's about 10 years ago now, Dean, you didn't have the transfer portal. You didn't have NIL, so that has changed, obviously, since I was there. But I think the biggest thing is in junior college is every year you're basically reteaching guys coming in, because your whole team at this level is pretty much new. I mean, we have 5 returning players this year, and that's a lot for this level. So every year you're turning your team over, you're reteaching 18, 19-year-old kids things that they've never been taught before, and that's challenging. In Division I, when I was there, once you got guys to about their junior year, they were helping you coach the team because they'd been with you for 2 years. They knew your expectations. They knew your terminology. And so that experience at that level went a long way. So I think that's probably the biggest difference. With that being said, I love this level because you are putting a new group together every year. You kind of got this ball of clay that you're molding and kind of working with, and you hope by December, early January, you have your team and you're basing the program. And we've been fortunate to do that, but a lot of the reason is because we've been fortunate to have guys like you, right?
Sure.
So We got a good one here, Chipola fans. We hope you'll come out and support us, which brings me up to a couple important dates. This Thursday, October 24th at 6 o'clock, we have our fan jam. It'll be ourselves coupled up with the women's program. Come out. We're going to have 3-point contest, a dunk contest. Each team's going to get to scrimmage a little bit. We'll stick around and sign autographs and take pictures afterwards. And then November 1st, our first home game, 7 o'clock, should be an exciting game. We play Friday and Saturday that weekend, so we hope you'll come out and support these guys and get this season tipped off in the right way. We appreciate everybody for joining us, and go Indians.